Nyambose, good evening. Thank you so much for making time to be with me on this day tonight.
Thank you very much, Mwansa, and good evening to the viewers and listeners out there.
I would like for us to begin from the Petauke Central by-election that happened a few weeks ago. Many were shocked when you offered your support for the UPND candidate, owing to the fact that yourself and Honorable JJ Banda shared a very good relationship. And one would have hoped that you would have supported a candidate that JJ Banda endorsed. What happened?
Thank you very much, and once again, viewers and the people of Zambia. As you have said clearly, I'm an independent member of parliament. And for that reason, I make independent decisions that will help the people of Chasefu constituency, and also they will help the people of Eastern Province and the people of Zambia. It's not about the personal relationship that I have with a colleague. That is my colleague, my friend. But on the policies that are prevailing, are they helping the people of Chasefu first and foremost, and the people of Zambia? I come from Eastern Province. Are the policies helping the people of Eastern Province? What is it that us, members of parliament from Eastern Province or in Zambia, are able to influence or to lobby or to appreciate from government or those who oppose government? For me, I'm an objective person. That's why you rarely see me indulge in these politics. I always look at what are the policies that are there, both from the ruling and the opposition. As an independent person, I make an independent mind to say what is it that is good for the nation, in my own view. So the policies of the UPND government under President Hakainde Hichilema are the ones that are appealing. Very simple, my brother. Before the coming on of the UPND government and the President Hakainde Hichilema, I always tell people, and I will continue repeating this, there is no crop of members of parliament in the history of this country that are very lucky than this parliament. This parliament is very lucky, us members of parliament. And if us individuals are going to fail in our own constituencies and this country, it's because of our own making. There's never been a government that has good policies that help the members of parliament to achieve what they promised the people. You promised your people development. What is that development? Generally, Mwansa, if you look across the nation, all the constituencies, apart from the urbanized ones, like I talk about Lusaka, where you're able to see a lot of these things. You see street lighting, you see flyover bridges, good roads, children going to school, sitting on a desk. In rural constituencies, my brother, Petauke inclusive, I'll just talk about Eastern Province. Majority of these constituencies have lagged behind. 60 years after independence, Mwansa, our children still sitting on the floor. There were governments before. Our children, apart from the schools which were left by the first Republican president, maybe MMD, and those are not enough now. We lack classroom space. We lack health centers. We lack good roads. We lack desks for our children. You can't be a proud leader this century and a country thinking that what you are seeing here in the urbanized countryside.
There's been a misconception.
Let me just finish this one.
Yeah.
You think it's happening there. So when we went there, we said, who is espousing good policies? Not only espousing them, but only also implementing them. You find that there's no leadership that can beat this leadership. That one, compare of those who just left recently. So it's that on that account that I will not look at Mwansa being my friend who is going this direction. Me, I will tell the people. I go to tell the people. Here I am. My name is Honorable Misheck Nyambose, independent member of parliament for the constituency of Chasefu. From 2022, when I went to parliament, this is what I've seen. And if we support these policies which are good for the country, I would like you to follow these good policies, not political rhetoric. So that's what I do. And if my friends, some of them, yes, they are supporting the opposite. They have got their own reason. But me, always, I want to highlight. When I say I'm supporting this person, I should be able to say why.
There's been a misconception of what the mandate of a member of parliament is. Isn't it the responsibility of the executive to bring development to a constituency as opposed to a member of parliament? You're a lawmaker and not one to bring development.
Governments before, I'll just talk about the past. I don't want to be seen to be attacking the past. But I want to tell you, I've just given you an example. What has been happening in this country? My brother, we have invested too much in political rhetoric and care less for the people in our constituencies. If you go to Chasefu, it's a bush, my brother. You can't believe. Those who were there, my colleagues who were there before, they had no means. So if a government cares less for the majority poor rural people, it's not a good government. I always say, Mansa, that Zambia is not Lusaka. Lusaka is not only Zambia. Chasefu is part of Zambia. Vubu is part of Zambia.
Honorable Nyambose,
Chadiza is part of Zambia.
What is the role of a member of parliament? Is it to deliver development or to make laws?
To influence development. Lobby and influence.
But ultimately, isn't it the responsibility of the executive arm of government to bring about development?
The modern politics, that's why you see, if you are going to look at the book, to say the letters say members of parliament is going to make laws only. Are those good laws that are going to take development to the people? For me, when I stand in parliament, everywhere, even here, I'm not ashamed to state facts, Mansa, that this country deserves better. So all those who want to champion good development have got my support. But all those who neglect the people, wanting just to be in power for the sake of their personal gains or personal gratification, those have no support for me. I'm not ashamed.
Do you think the UPND is losing support of the majority of the people based off the results that came from Petauke Central?
No. The truth, the Zambians will know the truth. They may not have the mouth, the goods, people to speak for them. But you and me, Mansa, I always tell the people, I'm not ashamed. I go everywhere. I am not ashamed to associate myself with the good policies of a good government. And I appeal to the Zambian people. When you are evaluating who is doing better, you use just a simple scale. These people, what they are doing now, they have said all children, all school-going children should sit on a desk. And they have facilitated money to buy desks. And our children now are beginning to say desk for the first time 60 years after independence. They have said that we want free education. All those children who were failing, they have now gone back. And if you go to schools, Mansa, I will not be ashamed to tell you that the numbers in classrooms are too high. Some of the schools we are talking about now, Mansa, are still children learning from churches. And in my own constituency, children still at Chipulikano, they are learning under a tree. These are realities, and this is the government that says, Honorable Nyambose, we shall always give you money. Utilize these monies to buy desks, utilize these monies to build classroom space, to build health centers. For the first time in the history of Chasefu, we have built using CDF 2 proper health centers. One at Kapekesa, you go very soon, we shall be commissioning. And the other one at Chimangu, near Malawi border. Our people.
If all those things you're saying, Honorable Nyambose, are true and are happening, why don't you think the people of Zambia are appreciating? And in this context, I'm speaking about the people of Petauke Central. Why, weren't they why didn't they see for themselves that this is a government that is working, and for that we need to give them a vote?
This government is working on account of what I'm telling you. But you should also know, my brother, that before this government, the country had gone so much into politics and no tangible achievements. So to change a culture, you have to be consistent and you have to be smart to explain. For this government, you don't need, my brother Mwansa, you don't need to go to the anti-you. Things are able to show for themselves. I'm telling you, what you are seeing here is not what the people of Chasefu are seeing. I can even count to you. Last time I was appearing on a radio program, is it QFM? I brought a list. And I told them that don't engage me as a member of parliament. I'll be misunderstood to say, no, I'm just politically. Even yourselves as Diamond, as media, start calling officers from our councils. We hear that this is what Honorable Nyambose has been saying has been done. Is it true? The people of Zambia, that's how I've told you. The people of Chasefu are Zambians. Those who are appreciating what is happening now under this government, the time they will come and speak, don't be surprised. Was this very easy?
What do you think potentially went wrong in Petauke Central?
What went wrong in Petauke Central?
For the ruling party?
I may not know, because what has been achieved is huge.
You are supporting
in 2020,
candidate. You are supporting you rallying the candidate. Yes. And don't you think really, you be the big shots of Eastern Province, yourself, Unruly, and a few other members of parliament from the Patriotic Front, you as independent, had your support for the UPND candidate, yet he lost those elections? It
is the ruling party to explain what went wrong. What I can tell you is that what the UPND achieved in Petauke is massive. Under that by-election. Under that by-election is a lot. From 1,600 to 11,000 plus. Now, you see, my brother, as politicians, the moment we invest in politicking, yes, we may hoodwink the people. They may believe you because Mr. Nyambose, you speak so well. People believe in Nyambose, glorifying wrong people, wrongdoing. But the moment the people realize the truth, they will know. And you see, we are coming from a background. It's a cultural thing. Eh? You are trying to bring sanity and order in the way you do things. There is always those pockets of resistance. But when you stick your position, when this President Hakainde Hichilema, with what he's doing with his policies, my brother, I'm not just glorifying them.
Tell us about the character of the people of Eastern Province. We've seen a number of people say a lot of things about Eastern Province voters.
What are those?
Some say that they resist change.
No.
And also, truth be told, is that Eastern Province is the only province with the highest number of independent members of parliament. And so it technically means that if the people have chosen Nyambose, regardless of whatever money the UPND are going to put in, they're still going to go for Honorable Nyambose. Tell us about the characteristics of the people of Eastern Province in terms of how they choose their people.
True and no. To the fact that when they believe in you, when they vote for you, Nyambose, they don't believe so much in propaganda. The propaganda that you do here in Lusaka, that's why sometimes you see many people don't get moved when the propaganda is taken there. It's not the propaganda that works. When they believe in you, they've got a certain belief, and you still have the people. So they give you confidence. They give you that.
So it's the analysis by Winter Kavimba was that the reason for why the UPND lost was because of propaganda being propagated by the PF.
Yes, propaganda was there because Petauke Central has propaganda. Yes, of course. You see, when you go to the rural part, the rural parts of Petauke, I don't know, I've not gotten the results. I think check, you see that when people believe in what you do for them. I'll give you an example. I didn't want to mention this. I'm a chairman of the Local Government Accounts Committee. What motivates the people of Eastern Province is what you do for them. If you do what affects them, you win them. I sit there on the Local Government Accounts Committee. All the districts have procured earth-moving equipment. Petauke hasn't. People still have poor roads. Why? Sometimes we invest in politics. Because for me, I'm just itemizing why. And I want to take my time to itemize what makes the people of Eastern Province believe in you. Give them money to buy graders, they do the roads. Give them money to build hospitals, they build the health centers, they build schools. You recruit 30,000 teachers. Chasefu only, the first batch, we got 473 teachers. Before the UPND, we had only 415 teachers. Just one batch, 400. Now, what will make the people not like government? So when you're in the central parts, yes, propaganda can work for a short time. But if you deliver on the wishes and the demands of the people, you win them. So to say that Eastern Province people always remain behind, yes, history can tell you that. But I think it is, if you don't get what they want, they always stick to their people. Give them a good candidate. Give them the development they did. They integrate. They are good people. Eastern Province people are good. Very good, that one I can tell you. But you see, once they believe in you, they take, unless you do what they want, they will not believe, they will not move with you. Do
you think Honorable George Banda delivered development in Petauke?
I don't want to discuss my brother. I'll be very reluctant. I don't do that. Even when I sit in parliament, I don't discuss my colleagues.
No, not discussing your colleague, but we're speaking about development.
I'm not the one to assess him. I will not be the one to assess each individual. But I'm telling you that where I'm sitting now as chairman of the Local Governments Committee, I see a lot. We have Mwansa a good government. And this country can do far better. If we just go with this government, with their policies, this country can change, my brother. There's no government that gives you resources to decide. This time they've given us from 25.7 million in 2022, this time 36.1 million.
It's interesting that you're mentioning that, because the report by Transparency International Zambia, also the Auditor General's report, shows, the blatant misuse of CDF. But also TIZ in their report, they say that they're advising an urgent government to reduce allocation to CDF because it is not working. They, according to their research, they're stating that much of the CDF goes towards management of this CDF as opposed to going towards projects themselves. I'm sure you've seen this report by TIZ when that the agent government to reduce allocation to CDF.
The Minister of Local Government is on top of things. Members of Parliament also have said it, before even TIZ. I've worked all my life in councils, my brother. The danger to this country are the workers. I will not be shy to tell you. If you go to a council, you assess how many days these officers from the council secretary or town clerk spent at the civic center doing what they were employed for. You assess them at the lowest grade. They are just moving around. So that is a management issue. CDF is a game changer that no person who loves this country can say stop it. And those who are saying the government should reduce or stop CDF, I think they are enemies of development. They are not people from the rural constituency like Chasefu. They are people from Lusaka.
But it's not working.
Let me tell you, it's working. CDF is working, my brother.
Isn't there a contradiction when you say that the council workers are not...
The council workers are the ones. You see, it's a management issue. The officers who are employed to manage, implement expeditiously these projects are not doing the correct thing. So if they're not doing the correct thing, or they take long to implement projects, it's not that CDF is not working. We can panel beat that area. But are the end results of CDF, are the tangible things being delivered? The answer is yes.
How long are we going to panel beat?
That is it's a management issue.
From 2021, Honorable Nyambose,
it is a simple management issue.
We're talking about bottlenecks around CDF. Now we're going to the 4th year, into the 5th year, we're still talking about bottlenecks around CDF, and yet you're stating that it's a game changer. There's a contradiction there. In
terms of the intention of CDF and what it's doing, no government should consider reducing or doing away with CDF. It is equalizing and balancing development in this country. It is equalizing. I agree with them. I sit as a chairman, and very soon, take interest, Mansa, we shall be sitting, and they have highlighted these things even now. The issues in the councils has got to do with an attitude in the councils. If we deal with the attitude, this country will develop at a faster rate with these good policies. But the people who are frustrating this government are the officers who don't seem to move with the change of government. The president has said very clear, and people have forgotten.
Are you saying that there's sabotage?
I can say it. We have seen projects under the council approved by CDF committees. On Thursday, I'll be attending a CDF meeting. Up to now, the council are taking long to call what they call evaluation committee. A decision you can check if you want to assess. Check all the CDF committees where these members of parliament, these hard-working members of parliament, all of them, they go to meet, make resolutions, decide which projects. And this gracious government has even said that approvals are decentralized. But you find now these people have gone to the issue of to convene what they call evaluation committee to evaluate the bids or whatever the case. They will not convene them because they are busy traveling, attending workshops. In the CDF, officers do not get any allowance. So any call for an allowance outside, they will rush. Now you as a member of parliament, you as a government, if you don't check where your officer, like me, if I go to say, where is my council secretary? Say, we are attending a workshop in Chipata. From Chipata, they are in Lusaka, Livingstone. That's why I say that is a management issue. These are realities. Once you see a project that has been implemented and delivered, you see the happiness on the people.
Perhaps you should begin to pay these council workers when they sit to evaluate this project.
They are employed to do the same work. Mwanza, we owe our leadership to this government. We are not the best in our position. We are just privileged. There are other people with the best credentials out there who can deliver. So that's why I say it's a management issue. The commission, the ministry, once they deal with these issues, no officer. In the old days when I was still there, in the unions, I was in the council, you know I've been brought up there. No officer would travel without express permission from the PS stating the business they are going to attend. I've got a leakage for the people of Zambia. For instance, there will be a meeting in Livingstone for those all legal officers from the councils to go and attend. And the secular says 3 people, 2 people, 1 for a week. Is that necessary? So those are administrative issues, my brother, that once we deal with those, the policy is very good. It equalizes. This CDF is a real development. People should not even doubt this. And that's why people have seen that President Hakainde has scored. He is taking development to all parts of this country without segregation. You receive the money same day, same amount. You prioritize your projects. This time has even told us that you people, if you don't buy the aero machines to do the roads which are in deplorable state, actually there are no roads in these rural constituencies. He has gone to that extent. What else do you need from a good president or leader? You as a CDF committee, you meet, you make decisions. Then they will tell you, sir, we have not done this. And there is a certain way you can engage. Now, the 3 principles. Procure a project at the right price. Implement it within the shortest period of time. And do not compromise the quality. These were striking points policy directives from the president that you put there as a council secretary, town clerk, director engineering, and your people every day should be an anthem. What are the expectations of government from us as you report for work? This project to construct...
Do you think...
Let me just finish on this one. This project to do this, when was it contracted? What are the time limits? Where are we? If you do this every day, this country will change. But now they have shelved. It's just when the president talks, no one picks it like that. Now, is it the member of parliament? Maybe that's why people are saying that MPs should go back to the council chamber. And that is a very good thing, because if we go there in the council chamber, that laissez-faire will not be the case. Right, for myself, even now, they know in Chasefu, I have not gone to play around. The people have suffered there. We need to deliver more.
Weren't you pushing for these policies to be implemented so that you're part of the chambers?
Yes, we need support from you. The president has talked about this. You can't take the MP who is elected, number one in the constituency. You are elected to lobby for development or to influence development. Then you are not in the council. In that council, you have a mayor or a council chair and the councillors who are also elected to do. So you have 2-3 forces, disjointed arrangement, working in silos. What the CDF is doing, what the DDCC and the council, you cannot move. So if you bring the MPs back in the chamber, you see change in the speed of doing things. You see change in the attitude of workers.
Do you think people have undermined the potential that CDF has to be a game changer? You speak of it very highly and the potential that it has to change the lives of people, especially in the rural parts. Do you think the majority of the MPs have grasped that power that CDF has? From your
majority of the MPs, they know. The challenge we have, every MP, ruling, opposition, they have also all lamented the attitude of the council employees. There is a bad attitude. My brother, this is a reality. We cannot gloss about it. And you see, when you tell them that, watch the local government accounts committee. Even now it's sitting. Watch it now. I've never seen it.
Where are we failing as a government?
They can go against regulation. You ask them a simple question.
Where are we failing to?
What does the regulation say? It is. They even read it themselves. The regulation says we cannot do this until we do this. Did you do this? No.
What powers?
Why? We sincerely apologize.
What powers do these councils have to begin to behave in a manner that they behave without them being punished?
I don't know. I think we need to go back to the basics. What is local government?
Because, Honorable, if these are the major hindrances to our progress and development as a country, they must be cut off.
Oh, my brother, there is always time for everything. Me, I always advise them, I counsel them, that you are just privileged to sit there. Tomorrow you'll not be there. That's when you regret. How would you just ignore your own ministry's instruction with impunity? My brother, I'll be chairing that committee. I chair that committee. Even now we are dealing with the local government operations. Extension, a contract to build a 1x2 classroom block or 1x3 classroom block. You are contracted for 8 weeks. You sign. The contractor takes possession of the site. And you are monitoring them. Some of the projects just on the backyard, they are failing to monitor. What are they doing? Why are they paid for?
Do you think we need a much more aggressive Minister of Local Government, perhaps?
Ngompo is doing a lot.
Do we need a much more aggressive one?
I don't want to go into those details. He's doing a lot. He's aggressive.
Is he doing enough?
I don't want to go in those details. The government has given us leeway. He has done his part. He's doing it. He needs support from all of us. He needs support. He alone is nothing. He can only do his best. You have seen how energetic he is.
It's
an attitude change. It needs all of us. We are all in this together. We should not be ashamed. Look at the Minister of Law Government. Yesterday I was talking about the uptake of CDF in Osaka. When you move around, people don't even feel that there's CDF. Is it true? We are undermining the good government. So we need to sort out those small areas. For instance, I was talking about project implementation. It's very bad from Chasefu to the other corner of Zambia. A contract for 2 weeks. They will even extend without any written. I've never seen a council which people have no fear. They pay a contractor for non-performance of a project. We have chased them. And as long as I'm chairman of local government accounts, my heart bleeds when I see people wasting resources.
We have people in this country that still see CDF as a myth.
No,
we have people that still see it as a myth. We have people that see it as an initiative that only belongs to UPN.
There is one member of parliament from Eastern Province who was telling people, no, this is a hoax.
It's a hoax.
My question, let me tell you. But when you go to his or her constituency, people are asking, how about this? Who is supposed to make CDF work? Did you meet? No, yes, we met. You were discussing or deliberating on what? No, we received 10 million. Now you are saying it's a hoax. You received the money and you made the resolutions to implement certain projects. Then you want to politic? We should put away politics and the development should be on the other side. My brother, we are going to kill this country if we invest so much in politics. I've seen that people, coincidentally, such people are glorified. To say, but when you want to make headline in Mansa, you go and say, no, this CDF is not working. President Dakainde is just, you capture the headline.
Yeah.
Come to Chasefu and point at how many things have been done, which were not there 4 years ago.
Do you think also government has done, we as a government have done very bad in really popularizing and ensuring that communication around CDF is being taught to the people? Because there's still people even here in Lusaka that just hear about CDF, but they have not seen the impact of CDF. They've not seen real projects that have come as a result of CDF. Do you think the UPN
Yes, there's much to be done. That's why we've come in ourselves. Because my politics is not to talk about rhetoric. I want, even when I say I support this, the Zambians will see sense in me. Not because of praising a certain quota. The reality, my brother, get a checklist. What was happening in these constituencies before and what is happening now? Any rational being will say this is, even if you have a hatred on someone, the truth will always be there. So we have not done much. Nothing much has been done in popularizing CDF. Yes, that's why some of us have taken the space. Because me, I will tell you that next week, first between 8th to 12th, I'll be handing over a police post with the 2 houses at the police post in Nkanga. A nice thing has been done. Check our Facebook page, Chasefu, and a police post in the bush with the waterborne toilets and a house, which was never there in the history. When you go to Boyore Clinic, you find the water from the tap. We are doing water kiosks. You go to Chivango, you go to Kapekesa, things which were not there. So who would you want me to follow? I'm not that one. Me, I'm coming from the trade unions and the councils. I'm not that one who's going just to follow because everyone is going this way. When you ask me, why are you following this? I tell the people, you see me, this is attractive because they mean well for the Zambian people. Yes, they are not perfect, They need to work on those small areas, small issues, the way I've said. But if you look at, we support and we encourage them, this country will never be the same.
And whilst you are supporting development, you have been, people have misconstrued your support to development to you bootlicking with the UPND. And I think we've seen this even with other members of parliament. Getting back to Petauke Central, a seat, you are safe because you're an independent member of parliament and your mind is independent to support whoever you think, could deliver development to the people. But your friends are in trouble. They're believed to have crossed the floor. Unruly and the other colleagues are in trouble for supporting the UPND candidate. What word of consolation do you have?
I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a legal person, and I do it with full conscience. My brother, I'm not ashamed to support good policies.
For you, you're an independent member of parliament.
You see, when I sit there, sometimes in this country, in politics, there's a lot of hypocrisy. Why do I say so? For me, I don't want to delve into the legal issues. I don't want, because I'm a council employee from the lowest ranks. I went to the unions, now I'm there. I don't want to, I will just be basic.
Yeah.
There are other people who were supporting the other candidate. PF MPs who were supporting NCP candidate in Petauke. They are, all of them. In fact, they are the biggest number. Now, those, we should celebrate them. They have not crossed the floor.
But
let me come.
But PF
I'm coming to that. The ones you have mentioned, because you have mentioned it.
Yes.
Lubusha and the other Mungandu.
Yes.
Them, they chose to say, you guys who are supporting NCP, we are going to support this one because we don't have a candidate. So for those who are supporting, because it is UPND, everyone should jump. Why are you supporting UPND?
But NCP is in an alliance where the PF are.
The PF, what I've heard, I was in parliament when Honorable Chavinga, the president of PF, said we have no alliance with any party. So I don't want to delve into their issues. I will be unfair. So I'm just telling you, my brother, when I watch from the terraces, I see a lot of hypocrisy. We shouldn't go like that as a country. What is good for the goose should be good for the gander. In this country, we are killing this country. Certain people want to be celebrated. When you side with UPND, Nyambose, why you are a bootlicker, praise singer, they call you a lot of things. But you are the wise one because you are a rational person who is able to distinguish between those who are offering no alternative at all to the current policies. Who is offering, you must tell me, who is going to beat UPND on the policies that they are put in place? That's a person I should follow.
You think
you want me, Mansa, to follow them because they tell you that we were there, we want to. No, it's not about that.
You think the current opposition is not offering anything?
Nothing, my brother.
You don't think the Socialist Party is offering an alternative? You don't think
I've not gone to check.
I've
not gone to check.
Caricalava is not offering. You don't think all these, are offering nothing?
Mansa, it's unfortunate we are doing a disservice to this country. Politically, I keep quiet, but I wonder. Ask them. They will come gun blazing talking about wanting to remove a government. You are going to tell the people of Chasefu that you're going to bring a government. If they tell me that HH is offering 36.1 million, as we are going to offer 100 million, I'll be the first to go for them. If they are going to say that HH has recruited about 500 teachers, now we are going to recruit, in Chasefu only, we are going to recruit 600 or 700. I will go for them. Who? Invite them. They are just telling you every day, morning, lunch, dinner, telling you how they want him out. The Zambians are not gullible, my brother. One day they will realize the truth. Just recently we were talking about the causer of the rains not to that level. He's the one who is causing rains not to come. Now we have the rains. Ask them, Is he the same guy who has caused the rains to come? So the Zambians are treated to petty politics. We want politics of solutions and good ideas.
Well, the Zambians are treated to dirty politics, like you
Not
say.
dirty, petty.
Petty politics.
Yes.
The Zambians themselves say they're not happy with the UPND.
They will speak in the ballot. The time will come.
I haven't finished my question, and I'm making reference to the recent report, the Afrobarometer report, the majority, which indicates that the majority of the Zambians are not confident with the economic direction that the UPND are taking this country to. And so the majority of Zambians have spoken and they're not happy.
You know, in governance, anything can happen. Last year we had a drought, no rains. Today we have rains. What will make people think that next year or as we go towards the elections, things can stabilize? I'm not saying they will. Me, I keep quiet. I want the opposition that is going to inspire me, inspire the Zambians by stating that, okay, we are certain so political party. When we come into power, this man is doing A, B, C, D. It's wrong. What we are going to offer is an alternative. This is our blueprint.
And you've not heard anything?
Nothing. Have you heard some?
I'm the one who's asking you questions.
No, Mansa. The Zambians have not heard anyone. And the time the people will know that these people are just bitter, maybe. You know, Zambians wants to be treated to the best. We are moving step by step. We were there, we are here. We want to see the best. The Zambians are not going back to look at, we go back. They want the best. So they will choose. The Afrobarometer report, I'm not privy to it, I will check it, but they're talking about economic recovery. What are the factors that are affecting the economy? One of them, before we started, we were talking about the electricity. That's a major factor that is affecting. Assuming things work out, we start having electricity. Things may change. So you cannot have a strategy based on one thing. That's how I was telling you that we didn't have the rains. People are hungry. Whatever, now things change. So now, what we demand as Zambians, even me as an independent, I want to be inspired by a political party. Not answering to me direct, you want to tell Nyambose. They have a tendency of where, when you state facts, they will come. Hey, ABCD. Tell the Zambians. We have learned ABCD were doing wrong. Confess. And say now, what we are going to offer is ABCD. In a calm manner, the Zambians will believe you. But if you are just saying, we want to, you have ganged just for the sake of removing him, to come and do what? The truth will come to surface. And for me, I'm a rational person, and I want to say, there's no one who can beat this person, I'll stick with him. If I see anything wrong, I will tell him you are doing wrong. At the right time, I'll be able to make a decision. Based on rationality, my brother Mansa. I've been a president of Zulao for how many years? I was in ZCTU. The difference is that I have a track record of my leadership. Me, I'm not just there for my leadership, you follow it. I have a track record. Check for me when I was in the trade unions. Check for me when I was in the councils. The council workers will tell for you. That's how I am. When the councils were 34 months in arrears, it's me and my team under my helm to change the scenario. So I always go to fight for the betterment of the people. The people of Chasefu, they need a government that is going to do the roads. The Lundazi Chama Road, 60 years after independence. Lundazi boarding, there's no boarding school. So if people are going to offer me, the previous regime, they released the money and the China, a certain company, to do the Lundazi Chama Road. They withdrew machines, some of them are still there. Downgraded the road from bituminous to all weather. Even all weather, no, nothing was done. So what alternative are they coming to tell the people?
And you're making reference to the Patriotic Front.
I'm talking about, you can only compare these who are here and those who are there.
Do you think the Patriotic Front can come and do a better job?
They should mention it. I'm not saying they cannot come.
You should ask the president is in parliament with you. Chavinga is in parliament. Why don't you ask him?
I will engage him. I would ask him. I have not seen any political party that is offering alternative solutions to what we are going through.
Inclusive your colleague Chavinga.
All political parties. Maybe some have not gone to check, or the socialist and maybe other people. I'm yet to. Because when we come to the media, when I follow the media, all of them, the thrust they have, he must go. Go where?
You don't think he must go?
No, but to go where? The Zambians put him there. Those who want him to go should offer alternatives to sell themselves. But I will be the last person, I will stand alone. The rest will say he goes. If it is just going for the sake of going and not to bring tangible things for the betterment of the people. My brother...
The current setting of parliament is very special.
I will go a satisfied person to say yes. But tomorrow, people will realize.
The current setting of parliament is very special, Honorable Nyambose. It's the first time in the history of this country that we're seeing so many number of independent members of parliament, in the House. Collectively, as independent members of parliament, do you think you have grown stronger and have much more influence in terms of offering critical checks and balances to the government of the day?
You see, when you say independence, we're independent. I'm not in control of the other. But we have got common things that we look at. When we feel like a meeting, we do meet. We do meet, and we have a good team. We talk to each other. We engage.
Are you weakening by the day? Because there's a whip of independence, but now I thought there's nothing like that now.
Yeah, we don't have a whip. We are yet to have a whip. When consensus is built, we shall have a whip. What is important is the whip is for the purpose of coordination. Even without a whip, you can coordinate yourself, but the law demands that we have a whip.
Are you coordinated?
We coordinate each other on common issues. We do. We do coordinate.
Because others...
But certain issues we don't.
It's like you've taught the line, because others... No. Clearly others have said, this is the direction I'm heading, others, this is the
Yes, we're independent. That's why I said we're independent, but in certain issues, you have 2-3 people who agree with what you're talking about. That is the consensus. That is already a majority, because you don't need to, because we are independent. So there are certain issues that are common. We build consensus as a bigger number. Certain issues, we are polarized. Everyone goes, I know me, my opinion. Like we are voting on motions on the House.
You don't seem united, because just last week Friday...
We don't need to. We are independent.
Last week Friday, an independent member of parliament in Binwell Mpundu was chased by the Speaker of the National Assembly for behavior that wasn't deemed fit to be in the House. What we expected to see as a people is for you to offer solidarity to an independent member of parliament that was chased out of the House.
We have different backgrounds. You see, I've told you my background. Look at my behavior. I will not boast to say I'm better than the other. But the Zambian people are to judge. What are we as members of parliament in that House? Look at our behavior. When you are rising on an issue, people want to see the sense, the wisdom in you.
You don't see wisdom in what?
No. I'm not saying that. I don't comment on my friends. That's what I'm saying. You. I will not just stand because he's an independent, my friend. I won't. I will look at the reasons. And I will not tell anyone. And if I don't stand with him, doesn't mean that for instance, the same young man is my very good friend. We chat. Binwell, Nyambose, we chat. All of them, we are friends as independents. But since we are independent, when I see something is not good, I will let him, he has his own reasons. But when I see something is good, I'll stand with him. So, but I've told you, it's not about being independent. When the Zambian people analyze who we are, what we say, what we believe in, the wisdom in us, we cannot be perfect. But we must exhibit some level of behavior in that House. Personally, as an individual, I've seen certain things, certain behaviors. I never believe that that is what takes place there. I think we can do better. Our like friends,
behaviors like what?
You see militancy and unruly behaviors without citing anyone. The Zambian people know. Are you proud of what happened, some of these? Even when you want to air your issues, is that the best way you can air them? When I came to parliament, I was told that here you don't just stand anyhow. the emotions. Everything is guided. And if you rise when you are not supposed to rise, even if you have an issue, those are the rules. We have not brought them, and they were not made for us who have come now. They've been there. But why should we tell the Zambians that, no, there's a problem, maybe the presiding officers are not fair?
You think new entrants find it very difficult to acclimatize with how Parliament...
It's up to the people of Zambia to judge. It's not for me.
Independent Chasefu Member of Parliament, Honorable Misheck Nyambose, thank you so much for making time.
I'm humbled, my brother. I am happy anytime. Let's move with us to go to the constituencies to see what is happening. We are not perfect. We are still very far, but better than before. And when we stand to say, these are good policies of President, I will not be ashamed. I will be with him. As long as he's doing the correct thing, I will help him so that Zambia can change. It's not every person can grasp it now. We are yet. And where we are going, the people will know the truth. So all the rational Zambians, we will know the truth. And I want to appeal to the Zambian people. We have a good government with its own challenges, but better than it was. For those who are propagating anything, yes, they've got their right, but let them show. I want a time where you must call us. I will come with a list. This is what has happened from 2022 to date. Is it not good for the people of Chasefu?
Nyambose, thanks again for coming through.
I'm happy.
Well, there you have it. On behalf of the entire production crew, thank you so much for watching. See you again on Thursday for another exclusive edition of This Day. My name is Andrew Monza.